We now move to the start of the Prince Albert Challenge Cup. We have Grand Valley State University, USA, in the Bucks station and Durham University in the Bucks station.
Again, another US versus UK matchup here. Pretty even out the start so far.
Of course, this event, the men's four with a coxswain, said a couple of times this morning, it does make life a little bit easier to have that extra set of eyes and hands on the rudder.
One of your athletes isn't having to worry about steering, and it is always a stress at Henley.
So this crew from the USA, the Grand Valley State University crew from the USA, this is the second ranked crew from Grand State Valley University. For the majority of this crew, this will be their first Henley Royal Regatta, and they've made it through to day 2, which is fantastic. And several of these athletes finished second at the Head of the Charles and 10th at the ACRA Invitational Regatta. So a bit of time together in this crew, and several of these athletes having rowed together before.
Yeah, and for Durham, this is their top-ranked crew. So this is their greatest hope at Henley Regatta this year. They were quarter-finalists last year, so they've had a bit of experience of Henley, but they've also had a taste that they want to go further into the competition. They won a bronze medal earlier at the British University Champs Regatta in the Coxless Fours, and they finished 4th in the elite Cox Fours at the Met Regatta. So this is a crew that's been developing over the last few months, gaining racing experience, gaining speed, and they're hoping to peak in this competition.
And as we're moving down the course now, it looks like the crew in the Bucks station, which is Grand Valley State University, USA, has perhaps just a slight lead over the crew from Durham University.
They've got a lead, but not a comfortable lead, so there's definitely still scope for Durham if they can squeeze out a bit more speed per stroke. But now is the sort of time they're going to have to make a move so that they don't let the US crew slip away.
In the US crew, in the bow seat, Donald Jansen, in 2-seat, Rob Heiner, 3-seat, Austin Gentry, and the stroke seat, Dominic Biolcini. The Cox, Carissa Cloud. They have an average weight of 76 kilos, a little bit lighter than the crew from Durham at 81 kilos.
Yeah, and the Durham crew, they need to make their power work for them now, and they have got an advantage if they can get that on the end of the blade, if they can get a little bit more length. But they need to lengthen out to try and increase the boat speed now, because the US crew are starting to move away. They're starting to sense they've got a little bit more boat speed, and it's absolutely vital that they don't lose contact in the Durham crew. I mean, this is where the Cox is going to be saying, OK, guys, let's have some commitment. We've got to do something extra. They're going to be in a lot of pain, but they're going to have to find more energy, more power within them. And they're doing that. You can see the Cox's cord, and they are responding in the Durham crew.
And we just saw a look across there from the rowers in the Durham boat, and they're making a push. They know this is their last chance. You can hear the crowd starting to cheer. It doesn't look like the university crew. Grand Valley State from the USA has an answer for this move from Durham. Both crews are almost level now, but with Durham rating just slightly higher, as you said, making their weight work for them a little bit more as they're starting to accelerate into the back end. But both crews are almost level, and it's up to someone now to try and break contact and take this race.
You can see they are both flat out. They are both carrying a lot of pain now, a lot of lactic acid in both those crews. You can see, you know, it's a big effort for Durham to actually get level and even sneak ahead a little bit. And they've got to keep going. They've got to pile that on, even though that was a big move. They've got to keep that where they are and then find another move. Meanwhile, the US are trying to regroup, see if they can answer that. This is a great race.
It is a fantastic race, and one of the tightest that we've seen of the regatta so far that I've watched. In the Prince Albert Challenge Cup, they're coming down towards the enclosures, and it's anyone's race now. Both crews starting to lift their rating. Both are seeing the challenge in front of them. Only one crew going to remain in the regatta. Everything to fight for now.
Absolutely, and the Coxes now have to really kind of make their play, make themselves count. What can they get out of their guys? I think the US are just starting to get slightly more. They're moving ahead again. Durham are paid for that move they did. Can they respond again? Can they find something else in this last part of the course?
And what a response we've seen from Grand Valley State University, USA. I thought it was over for them. I thought that that move that Durham made was perhaps going to be a race-ending move, but we've seen a response here from the US crew on the BARC station, and they've pushed themselves back out to a length lead. Perhaps Durham's used everything that they've got. They're winding again, they're stepping again.
I think they're coming back again, yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, they are both, they've exchanged the lead several times. It's one takes a push and says, here you go, what can you do? And the other one responds, and then they throw it back again. This has been a really strong duel. What can the Cox squeeze out of these crews? What have they got left? It's now psychological more than it is about technique. It's about what have you got left? What technique can you hang on to? And how can you find a way to make sure that you come out on top in this race? I think the US are finding a bit more, though.
And we can see the coxswain there from the US crew, Grand Valley State University, USA, Carissa Cloud. She's 19 years of age. She's excited to finish up her 5th year in this sport at the Henley Royal Regatta. As they come down towards the line now, what a duel it's been all the way down the course. They really had to answer a huge move from Durham. A couple of attempts from Durham, who almost got themselves in front, almost got there, but the strength of this US crew.
They did a great job. Pain is etched on their faces.
Both crews exhausted as they come to the line now. And the winners are the Grand Valley State University of the United States of America in the Prince Albert Challenge Cup over Durham University.